This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah. So hope you guys are able to see my screen and you are able to hear my voice properly. So we'll start our session. Day one mobile performance testing session. Welcome to Isha Training Solution again. So we'll go. So as we discussed yesterday, we discussed the touch points basically. Say like how we are going to do using Fiddler, how we are going to do using Load Runner, how we are going to do using JMeter. Like that, we touched each and every points because we want to cover extensively with the detailed information throughout our session. So that is the reason. So we are now going to get the detailed understanding of the mobile performance testing. So we'll move on. So basically, if someone is asking you, or if you are getting to know mobile performance testing, first what we will do, we will understand with respect to the mobile performance is that like we will say the HTTP response. Okay, HTTP response, or you call it as server response, or you call it as API response, whichever the way you call it as, that is a HTTP response. Okay, so here in load runner, JMeter, Fiddler, all the way, all these are talking with what? It is all talking with transport layer communication, right? Like hypertext transfer protocol, which is actually communicating between your tool, between your mobile application. Because of that, you are capturing the traffic, this HTTP communication traffic, that you are capturing it. With that, you are measuring how your application is performing with respect to the HTTP response, or you call it as API response, or you can call it as server level response. So everybody, if someone is asking like what you will do in mobile performance testing, that time you can say the mobile performance, when you are talking about mobile performance, predominantly everybody in the industry are mostly focusing towards this HTTP response. Okay, HTTP response in the sense like you are using any performance testing tool. Not, it is not that only LoadRunner and JMeter are capable of doing it. There are other tools also available in the industry. Neoload is also one of the reputed tool with respect to the mobile performance testing. When they came into the market, the Neoload people, I'm saying, when they came into the market, they predominantly promoted themselves as a mobile performance testing tool, Neoload. Similarly, as we all know, over a decade, these people are leading the market, which is Load Runner. Now it is recently acquired by Micro Focus, so now it is Micro Focus Load Runner. So they are also good in the mobile performance scripting. And as we all know, in open source world, JMeter is a very reputed tool, which is actually having wide range of support with the mobile performance testing script. So all these tools are predominantly covering the HTTP part of the testing. Okay, so you can ask the other question. You can ask the other question like how, in that case, how the remaining client level metrics, or how we are focusing on those things, how people are doing it in the industry now. Okay, so for that, there are tools are there. There are different client level automation tools are there. Say people are using Android Studio, Xcode for getting the device vitals. Okay, for Android Studio, and Xcode for iOS. So basically, what people are doing, they are using these, basically you call it as a development tool. These tools are uh, uh, these tools are predominantly will help you to get the device vital. Somebody in the yesterday's forum also, they asked me what the metrics that can be collected, device metrics which are collected. So basically the Android Studio or Xcode will be used for that. And now people are using Perfecto Mobile and CTest, Experitus, right? CTest tool for the automation of these activity to get the client side metrics as well. So predominantly these tools are, you can, there are cloud based tools are there, SaaS Labs, Mobile Center. a lot of tools are there. So yesterday in a forum also somebody asked this question. So there are cloud level tools, like in the cloud there will be a device skin will be there. In that you are going to deploy your APK file or IPA file. So with that you are going to do your capture, the traffic capture. That is also possible using the client side response. Okay. So any question guys still now? Okay, no question, right? So basically we are covering the HTTP layer, the mobile performance. Okay. So the next one, if somebody is talking, no, they'll also talk about the device vitals as I mentioned. So before that, I'll cover the HTTP response. HTTP response, what we are doing, we are recording the scenario in the respective performance testing tool, and we are going to simulate that load for concurrent users. Say you are going to use that script to execute a performance test, and then you are going to simulate it virtualized users, and then you are collecting the regular performance testing metrics. Okay. So as usual, HTTP response, you will get the response time related details, hits per second, throughput related, error related, all those information you can collect it with respect to the HTTP response. Similarly, the next important one is device vitals. Device vitals are nothing but you, on the device, whatever the things that you are going to measure. On the device, what will you usually measure? The memory consumption. When you are installing an app, what is the consumption of that app with respect to the memory, or what is the battery usage, or the app launch time. There are other metrics are also there, but these are the key metrics usually people predominantly focus on. Okay, they'll say, if I am developing a particular mobile application, if I am installing that mobile application into a device, what are all the things I will focus on? The memory consumption and the battery consumption, and then app launch time. These are the key metrics usually people will focus on. So when there is a talk about mobile performance testing, we'll also focus on device vitals. And then the third one is network virtualization. Everybody, whenever there is a concept of doing a mobile performance testing, people intention is towards the network virtualization. There are a lot of tools in the industry. Network virtualization can be done in multiple ways. So it may be a bandwidth throttling, or whatever the way you are taking. Yeah, in that way you are going to say like how my mobile application will behave under 3G condition, 4G condition, or LAN condition, WAN condition, like that. You are going to categorize, and then you are going to collect your performance metrics with the different network condition. Because you think like a mobile device, a person using under basement UB, somebody is there in the under basement in the lift, they went to under basement, and then there they are using a mobile, means how the application will work, because in that under basement and all the network will be very weak. So in that case, how your application will work. Or if someone is going to forest or some proprietary area, and then they are trying to use the internet with that low bandwidth, how your application will behave, like that. People used to have different metrics under different bandwidth network condition. So they have a predefined knowledge. They'll say 3G it will work like this, 4G it will work like this, okay, LAN it will work like this, and like that. You have a understanding that how your application will behave for different network condition. So when somebody is talking, when somebody is asking, what will you predominantly measure or cover with respect to mobile performance testing, that time you can answer all these things, guys. You can tell them these are the important things, these are the knowledge that you should have before you are talking about mobile performance testing. I'll take a pass here. Anybody have any question, please ask.
Yeah, I think it's good. It's good. The question: will you be sharing the PPT after the lecture?
If you want, I'll share with you. If you want, I'll share with you.
All right, that would be nice. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. So
Well,
basically,
how we can measure that battery usage is happening, like through how monitoring tools are like
there are, see, that is what I told you, this Android Studio and then this Xcode and all there, right? They have their internal commands, ADB commands. They'll call it as ADB commands. Okay. Though in Android Studio, that is ADB commands. In Xcode, there is a command, internal command they have. When you are running, when you are instrumenting these mobile, and then when you are running the commands, you will get all these methods.
okay, thank you. That
Yeah.
you will show in them training, right?
No, that ADB commands part, that's what yesterday also the same question somebody asked, right? Device vitals part we are not covering. We are covering the remaining two, HTTP response and device vitals part I will cover theoretically. That is how I told yesterday also. So we'll cover that theoretically, device vitals part.
Okay, thank you.
Somebody started asking any question? Okay, so I'm not able to connect. Somebody is having a problem in connecting. Okay, no problem. Later connect. So when we are doing the network virtualization or something like that, no, people intention is different network condition. What is the latency? What is the retransmission? Those are all the key metrics they wanted to measure. Anybody in this forum know about what is latency?
Time to first byte, right?
Everybody will give this response. Time to first byte. Yeah, you can say, but it is not actually equivalent. Say you are expecting a response to be come in one point of time, but it did not come at that point of time. It came little late. That is a latency. Okay, you are expecting a response at particular point of time, but it came little deviated time. That is a latency. Okay, and anybody know what is retransmission? Retransmission. So when the network is what will happen? I am a sender, you guys are receivers, right? I am a sender, you guys are receivers. I am sending my voice through the network, okay. At some point of time, see, when I'm sending a voice, I am taking a timer. Okay, I am taking a timer, say like the receiver will acknowledge whether my voice is received or what. The receiver, once he received, he has to acknowledge, yeah, I'm able to hear your voice. Then if I receive the acknowledgement before the timer got expired, right? Before the timer got expired, that is a positive acknowledgement. Okay, my voice is properly reached to the end receiver. Okay, but you guys did not receive my voice. My timer also completed. What I will think, okay, my timer completed, I did not get the acknowledgement. What I will think, my voice did not reach to you. That is called as packet loss, right? I did not send the actual information to you. That packet got lost. That lost packet, if I am resending again, that is called as retransmission. That is called as retransmission. Any clarity you need, guys, with this example? You are understanding, right? What is retransmission? Anybody have any query? What is retransmission?
Sorry, like that the lost packet we are resending, right? It means
Yeah, exactly. Whatever the packet lost, right? That last packet you are resending. That is called as retransmission. That retransmission rate, there is a metric, retransmission rate. Okay. that retransmission rate should not be more than 2%. Usually, the retransmission rate should not be more than 2%. Under LAN condition, I'm saying LAN, local area network condition, it should not be more than 2%. Or you take it like this: if something goes beyond 3%, network problem, network congestion, something is a problem. So if I don't know how many of them measuring the network and all, but I'm saying you going forward, or it will be a value add knowledge base for you. If the retransmission rate is something beyond 3%, there is a network problem. If it is well below 2%, your network condition is very, very good. So that's a criteria. Okay. So this and all very useful when you're using the AppDynamics Dynatrace, the APM tools, right? There you will have all these informations available usually. That too in Dynatrace, very specifically they will capture this retransmission information and all. Okay, with the network tab, under network tab in Dynatrace, there is a metric you can monitor. Okay, so here also this mobile performance, in the sense like how your mobile going to perform with respect to the different network condition. Okay, that is what we are predominantly understanding here. So if you do not have any question in this slide, I will move on to the next slide. Yeah. So that's about the introduction of the mobile performance testing, right? The first topic is introduction of mobile performance testing, because people are moving their normal web application into the mobile based application, because the industry or the technology or the modern days things are moving towards the mobile apps. Because say nowadays, I don't know, for banking payments and all, I don't know how many of them going to the computer, logging into the applications, and then doing the payment. I don't know. Many are not doing it. They are having either a banking app in their mobile, or you will launch the banking URL in the mobile itself, do all the payments. Even purchasing, retail purchasing, Flipkart, Amazon, whatever you are doing, all the way it is all mobile. That is the reason this mobile performance testing concepts are very critical now. And knowing, say when somebody is deploying a mobile application into the Play Store or the App Store, no, so ultimately they should do all these things beforehand, testing all these IPA files or APK files. So they should understand that my application will withstand for so and so user load. My application, if it is installed, it will not degrade in performance. My application will be compatible with so and so device. My application is compatible with Android or iOS, like that. You should have a study before doing all these things. So that is the reason this introduction of mobile performance testing comes into the picture. And now you have to think like, why mobile performance testing? So you can see the left and right are quite a similar one only. But what we are predominantly measuring here, like people are capturing like from Google Play Store and then iOS App Store, how the apps are downloading, how many times it is downloading, how people are using, whether it is a free app or it is a paid app, like that. Each and every vendor is actually measuring. So they should know that how interested the customer in downloading our application, whether they are installing and then straight away they are doing the uninstall or what, whether we are pulling the interest of the people, our customer experience, end user experience is good or what. All those things are actually happening in the why mobile performance testing. I don't know, in this forum, how many did anyone worked in Google Analytics? Anybody? Google Analytics? Anybody in this forum? Anybody heard of Google Analytics first?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kranti. Thank you. So basically, this Google Analytics is nothing but it is an analytical tool basically collecting your application. They'll inject one Google Tag Manager. There is a URL actually in any Google application, Google any application. They will inject this Tag Manager. Basically, what it will do, it will keep on doing a monitoring of your application. So this analytical tool, there are different analytical tools are there in the industry, guys. For now, I am showing you the Google Analytics tool. So this analytical tool, the one I'm showing you right now is the sample. Okay. Yeah, Mohan, no problem. If you wish, you can ask your question through the chat itself if your mic is not working. Yeah. Not able to unmute. Just a minute. I'll unmute you. Just a minute. Now you are able to speak. It's okay. I think some other problem. If you wish, if you want to ask any question, please ping it in the chat. Okay. Thanks, Mohan. So basically these tools, right? Um, uh, Here, if you wish, you can expand each and everything. How they are really monitoring their application performance, right? That is what predominantly this application is actually capturing. Say if you are going with traffic channels like that, you will get an understanding people how they are very keen in measuring their data. Okay. With respect to the application level data, how they are very keen in measuring the, say you can see it is organic search, direct display, social media, like that. People are day in day out, they are measuring their application, how they are utilized by the people. Say they have all the different variety of categorization. Say demographics is nothing but age, gender, who are all using, they are trying to collect the data. And then interest, what are all the interest of the people, what are all the geolocation that they are capturing. Even the mobile one they are capturing. You can see the mobile application, how it is utilized. If it is a desktop mobile, what is the user that they are using your application, like that. Everyone is very keen on how to increase or how to maximize their user base. That is the reason these analytical tools and all used. This will easily tell you whether your application is attracted by people or somebody is installing within few hours they are uninstalling, or what. If they are within few hours they are uninstalling, means something problem with your mobile app. That is the reason people are not interested, right? If your mobile app is not having many advertisements, there are applications, below to the mobile application there will be ads, will be there, unwanted ads will be there, so which will not be accepted by the people. So what they will do, they'll simply uninstall and they'll go away, right? So that is the reason mobile application performance, mobile application the usability, all those things are comes into the picture. So whenever you are doing a mobile application development, you should make sure design, usability, compatibility, even the security, even the performance, every validation is important when you are deploying a mobile application. That is the reason here I wanted to represent, like, you have a download, you have WhatsApp is leading the industry, then the Messenger, then the TikTok, like that. You have a metric collected, data collected for each and everything, so that so that you will also understand the criticality. Okay, you will also understand that, okay, my application is working good with respect to the performance, with respect to the all the other non-functional attribute, my performance is very good. So that way mobile performance testing is very important. That is the reason why mobile performance testing, if you are not compatible or if you are not good in performance, people will move from one application to the other application. If you go to the Play Store, if you type any word, there are 10 application will be coming with respect to the same thing. Say, like, you can say MP3 converter or any software in the sense, no. If you type the word, you will get 10 to 15 apps, which means that if you are not good, If you are not getting proper review, if you are not getting proper star rating, then your application will not be utilized by the people. So make sure your performance is good, your usability is good, your compatibility is good, so that your application will be utilized by many people. You will get lot of reputation, lot of reviews, lot of comments like that. So with that, you will be on top of your application usage. It is not only retail or the gaming or the people utilized application. There are internal applications also there. Organization internal mobile applications also there. There are organization, they are using their employee attendance app is there. They have internal mailbox systems are there. They have internal security management systems are there. So all those also should be tested, right? It is not that only commercial things has to be tested. Internal things also we can you can test it. So why performance testing is nothing but you should test your mobile application. Make sure your application performance is really good. That's the way you are making your end user satisfaction. There is a end user satisfaction or customer satisfaction you are bringing in. Your application is not at all working. It is always crashing. It is creating some kind of a problem. It is restarting very quickly. That is all a performance related issue, right? So you make sure these are all not happening when you are utilizing your mobile app. That is the reason mobile performance testing is very critical. Any question guys still now?
Yeah, you want to please maximize your screen, please?
No, it is fully maximized only. It is fully maximized only.
Oh, I'm trying to do it from my end, but I can't. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. All right.
It is, for others it is fully visible, right?
Okay, it's not okay. It's fine.
Okay, madam. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Next, if you do not have any question in this slide, we'll move on to the next slide. So this part also, I think Varalakshmi asked yesterday. I touched base certain things like what is the mobile application types, right? Basically, so on a high level, yeah, on a high level, people will call the Android iOS, right? I'm in the internal level, I'm saying. So native, hybrid, and then web or browser based, whatever you call it as. So basically you are saying like native. So first we should know what is native. Native applications are run on your own smartphone or tablet. Okay, it'll be there in your device itself. It runs on the operating system of the mobile device. So it is installed in your mobile, and then it is running on your operating system, and then it is utilized. As I told, it is some basic level coding program, C program, they are utilizing it. And basically the native application example is your calculator, your calendar, all are comes like a default application, right, with the mobile itself, inbuilt mobile apps itself, right? So those are all called as native apps. Okay, native apps. And then hybrid applications are installed and run on the mobile device. Okay, and require network condition to perform actions. So it is hybrid is nothing but it is combination of web and the native. The hybrid is nothing but the combination of the web and native. It will be kind of an app only, but if you install it, it will open like a browser kind of an activity, and it requires network condition to access your application. So example maybe your Instagram application, or even you can say the Facebook application, like that you can say. So that is a hybrid version of your application. It is combination of web as well as the native application. Basically it is utilizing the feature of your native behavior and also your web behavior. And then the third one is your web type. Web applications are run directly from the browser, that everyone knows. Mobile browser, I'm saying mobile browser, and they are not installed on the mobile device. These applications are not installed on the mobile device. Even in the social networking sites and online games. Okay, so what is that meaning? Any application, say if Facebook is having a web version, every application is having the web version also, right? Even the WhatsApp also is having a web version. Like that you can launch it in the but WhatsApp web is not the right example. that will be used in the laptop only. But this Facebook and all is the right example. You can launch the Facebook in the browser itself. So that is about the web mobile types. So basically these three types we are come to understand that in mobile world there are three types of mobile applications: native, hybrid, and web. Native is a native apps, say calendars, calculators. Hybrid is a combination of web and the native. Web is a browser activity. In browser, whatever the application that you are launching, that is a mobile application types. Any question, guys, in this? Yeah. So the next topic is, the next topic is our mobile application performance testing tools. Yeah, we are going to do extensive understanding of load runner and Apache JMeter. Okay, we are going to use that those two tools. But apart from that, Neoload is also a wonderful tool for mobile application testing, and they have a lot of documentation as well, because that is how they came into the market. They promoted themselves as a mobile performance testing tool because already load runner and JMeter are very leading tool in the industry. So they used this strategy to come into the market. They mentioned like we are very good in mobile performance testing. That is how they came predominantly into the market. Okay, we cover the load runner and the JMeter, the emitter part of the application recording. So we'll start off with what we can do today. I'll start off with load runner recording. Maybe we may have time to do the recording part. Okay, and some explanation related to that. The remaining thing will progress day by day. Okay, so basically we'll go to
Sorry to interrupt.
yeah, Vinod.
Yeah. Before we go into the tools, can you touch base on mobile application architecture? Like in a web app, like we will be having web server, app server, and database server. Like so. Similarly, how for a mobile application the architecture is?
Yeah, Vinod. Right now I don't have the architecture image. Uh, will it okay? I can explain it on Monday. Fine for you?
Sure.
Yeah, architecture. I'll note it down. Or else you remind me also. Architecture, I'll take it. Okay. If right now I can draw a picture and then explain, but that will not be that representative. We'll have an image that will be a good one. We'll do it on Monday, Vinod. Okay.
Sure. And one
Yeah.
more question is, if there is a requirement for mobile performance testing, so
Your voice is very less low, Vinod. Can you talk a little louder?
is it okay fine? Am I audible louder now?
Yeah. Now, here, talking slowly, I can able to hear clearly. Yeah, tell me.
So, if there is a requirement from client to do the mobile performance testing, so
Okay.
in the performance testing world, we will be asking for a non-functional requirement, right? So, in mobile
Yeah.
performance, what kind of requirement I need to get it from a client?
Yeah. See, usually when somebody non-functional requirement, yeah, you should ask. Say, basically, they'll ask these are the primary questions: whether it is an Android application, okay, Android or iOS, the first question, and then whether it is a native app, hybrid app, or web app, okay, and then say like what way we are going to execute it is a web combination with your mobile script or what. This also we will ask, because there are people will say I want a distributed execution. So in that case you have to regular web application script and then mobile application script also be in a distributed manner you have to execute it. And also usual question, this throughput you will ask, right? Throughput you will ask, concurrent user you will ask, concurrent users you will ask, the throughput in my term it is throughput, in your term it may be transaction per second. People use different terms. Different organization will use different terms. Throughput is also the same. Transaction per second is also the same. So you will get the throughput and the transaction per details, and then concurrent user details. And also, if you want to do a network virtualization, virtualization you are going to do as part of the execution. So in that case, you are going to say like, what are all the conditions, what are all the network conditions you are expecting the test execution. Okay, say this is all, whatever this is all will be covered of the HTTP level communications, right? There are customer, they will ask you to do one user test in Perfecto or RC test. Okay, one user test, and the remaining user test as a HTTP, because the cost of the Perfecto is very high. I think it is per year 7,200. You have to buy only yearly basis. Okay, per year it is 7,200 or something like that. And then if it is a enterprise level company, it is like close to some thousands. Okay, so this licensing is little cost. Because of that, people are, how they are thinking is that like, go with a little volume. So Perfecto and C test will be of very minimum user. So with that, what will you do? This Perfecto and will give you the front end metrics, right? The front end metrics, basically I will say front end metrics, maybe somebody can say client side metrics also, client level metrics. Okay, this also you need to get the clarity from the customer, like whether we are going to do this particular single user performance testing, or if they are saying yes, that is a different level of questions you have to ask with respect to Perfecto, which tool they are going to procure and then use, right? That level of questions will be there for the client level performance testing. If they are saying Perfecto, actually saying Perfecto is having an integration with load runner. Okay, even CTES is also having. So what people nowadays they are doing now, they'll prepare a Perfecto script and then they will run it in the load runner. That feature is available. You can create a scenario and then you can execute it, right? So that is also possible. So you have to get a clarity that whether we are going to do the client level performance testing. If they are saying no, absolutely you can stop everything, you don't want to discuss all these things. But if they are saying yes, you need to collect all this information. How many users that you are planned to execute in Perfecto, how many users that you are planned to execute in HTTP, what are all the device that you are expecting, it is Android, iOS, or in the device also, is there something specific device you are expecting, like that also you can collect information. This is about the client side, this is about the server side. Okay, and also if the device vitals are required, okay, if the device vitals are required, who is going to do? Either as a performance tester you are going to do that device vital collections, or you are going to make the developer, the Android developer or iOS developer, they are going to use this ADP commands or their Xcode commands to get the metrics or what. That also you are going to ask the question and then get the clarity. All these are requirements, Vinod. Vinod, you are clear whatever I'm saying? Any question?
Yeah. Now I have a lot of questions, but let's continue.
Please ask your questions. I always encourage people to ask questions, because you should have a clarity before going to the next step. If it is too many, maybe we both will discuss offline. If one or two, you can ask me now itself.
I think let's take it offline.
Yeah, Vinod, sure. Too many means because it'll take others time also. That is the reason I mentioned like that. Okay, so we'll come back. So that's the way the requirement collection should be whenever we are going for the mobile performance testing. Your questionnaire, usually we share questionnaires or we share approaches, right? That is how we do. So when you are collecting this, we send questionnaires and we get the clarity. With that, we are preparing the requirement document. That is how the procedure usually, right? Test plan document or strategy document, whatever you call it as. So in that, you should have all this information collected. You should collect all this information, then only you can define your strategy or define your test plan in a detailed way, Okay.
Is there a standard template?
No is the answer. Actually saying no, I'll tell you. I have experience in interacting with the multiple organization, multiple account level people. every time each and everyone will have their own way of representing the terms. I told you, right? The test strategy, test plan. How many of them preparing test strategy? How many of them preparing test plan? That is question, right? There are organizations they only prepare test strategy. There are organizations they only prepare test plan. There are organizations they'll prepare both, don't know what to prepare in both. So that is how people will prepare things. So there is no thumb rule, or there is no defined template, but I would say these are the critical things has to be placed in the template. These are the critical things. Okay, but there is no defined template as such, Vinod. Okay, because sometimes there are people, they'll call each and every terms little different. The client side, the front end, the end user experience, all those are same only, right? In a similar line we are traveling, but the terms are little different. That is the reason I'm saying. So people will collect it in a different terms. It is all specific to the organization and specific to the account they are preparing. But if you ask me, I'll give you this list. Maybe you can create a template, Vinod. Okay,
Okay.
if you create a
Sure.
template, you give it to me also, I'll review it, no problem for me. If you are having a template, you tell me what has to be added or what has to be removed, I'll tell you. That we can.
Sure.
So are we saying test strategy and test plan are not the same? Is that what you're saying?
This strategy, say, it is a diplomatic question. I'll explain in a single term. No, if you are a top level customer, okay, I am a bottom level performance tester. In order to make you understand, I will prepare a strategy document. In order to make me understand, I will prepare a test plan. That is a understanding. So whenever you are talking to a very high level people, you only say strategy. This is what my strategy. Okay, this is what the strategy that I'm going to use. But in test plan, you will not say strategy. You will say Monday 2 script, Tuesday 3 scripts, Wednesday 4 scripts. Meadow is going to work, Vinod is going to work. These are the performance set. This is the infrastructure detail. These many machine people are going to use. This tool they are going to use. These are the test type. That is the plan. That is a plan. You are going to plan minute level. Minute level, you are going to plan everything. That is the test plan document. Test strategy document, I am going to do a PT. I am going to do for this application. This is my in scope. This is my out of scope. This is what I'm going to do. Like that, if you are mentioning, that is a strategy. Clear, madam?
Oh, okay. That is so good. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. If you ask me to talk in this way, I'll talk for multiple things. We'll come back to the core topic. We'll come back to the mobile performance testing topic. So basically, as I actually yesterday started this, but I did not go detail, because we'll go to the regular session that time, because if I am touching one point alone, I cannot complete the entire course content, right? That is the reason we touched everything yesterday. Now I am going to tell you how we are actually going to record it in LoadRunner step by step. Maybe I don't think we'll have a sufficient time, but we'll start today, because today we don't want to say it is too much of a theoretical content. We'll go with the practical content as well. So we'll have that interest of doing things. Okay, so we'll come back. So in LoadRunner, today I'm going to show you say mobile HTTP recording we are going to see. So under mobile IoT, there is a web HTTP HTML protocol is there, right? Earlier, I don't know, this is a 2020 version, guys. Okay, 2020 LoadRunner. I don't know, people may use different version. For them, this may be of a different name. There are people will use mobile HTTP HTML. There is a separate protocol was there. Okay, now it again they moved back to the web HTTP HTML. They removed that protocol. So each and every version they did the modification. In the current version, the mobile application can be recorded in the web HTTP HTML protocol. There is no separate mobile HTTP HTML protocol available. That is the information. Any clarity required, guys?
Saravanan, you said it's VUGen version 20.20.
Well, 2020. 2020.
So usually there will be a version of VHN and performance center because 16.53, 16.63.
Yeah. They in this year they released this version, Vinod. This year.
Okay. So it's again
Uh,
the 50 users
yeah,
free
every
license.
community. Yeah, correct. Community. So say what is happening, nowadays if you are going for any training, people are asking you don't have latest version or what. That's the reason we are installing the latest version to bring you the latest feature also, whatever the features that are available, right? So we are trying to bring in, but but mobile performance testing perspective, there is not much of a change. It is only the name change. Other than that, it is all quite a similar feature that are available. Whatever we did it earlier, right? The similar thing we are going to do it in the mobile application performance recording. Okay, so today I am going to see there are multiple ways you can record it. I will also show you a emulator way of recording also. It is not there in the content, it is not there in the course content mentioned in the website, but I will cover you the emulator recording as well. But today what I'm going to show you is the pure HTTP recording, that I'm going to show you. Okay, so just a minute.
Can I ask something before you proceed, please?
What is it?
Can I ask a question? You've chosen mobile protocol. I'm seeing something like mobile. What about if I go with single protocol and I choose HTTP HTML? Is it the same?
Same only. See, under single protocol, the same thing only. If you type HTTP, that's the same one.
So it's the same.
Yeah, same. That's
Okay.
what I told earlier. It was two different protocols, mobile HTTP and web HTTP. Now they removed mobile HTTP and they made that as web HTTP. That is what I mentioned, madam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So coming back. So what will I do now? I'll cast my mobile phone into the screen. I will explain each and every settings. Okay, each and every settings. Once I'm going to start the test, the recording, right? That time maybe this mobile device screen sharing will disconnect for some time, because we are changing the proxy to manual proxy, right? Because of that reason. But we can see all the settings configuration before we are doing the manual proxy. So for now, what will I do? I'll show the screen. If we are type connect, it is a inbuilt thing that is coming in Windows 10. Okay, so if I go to my mobile and then if I say casting my device, turn on. So I am connecting my mobile device. So it is connected now. So I'll explain, I'll explain the what is that, the configuration detail, and then we'll go for the recording. So first and foremost thing, every time what we have to remember is that, like, uh, you make a proxy server. That proxy server, through that the communication is happening. Okay, there is a proxy server, through that the communication is happening. I think somebody in this forum asked the architecture. Vinod asked, right? While explaining on Monday, right, I will explain the additional concept also. That time you will get little more clarity also. Say I'm going to my network condition. Okay, under the proxy, I'm changing the proxy to manual. Okay, I'm changing the proxy to manual. Okay, and then go to your command prompt and then see your IP address of your machine. Okay, so in my case the IP address is 192.168.29.220. I'll confirm one more time. It is 29.220. Yeah. So I did a configuration in the proxy, and then I am going to configure a port number. Okay, say there are two things you have to keep in mind, guys. One is your host name. Host name is nothing but your machine IP address. Port number. Port number is nothing but what is the port number that you are configuring in load runner. These two things you have to keep in mind. Okay, these two things you have to keep in mind. One is host name is nothing but your laptop or machine IP address, and very important thing is your mobile and your laptop should be in the same network, guys. That is a mandatory thing. You should not use mobile network in your mobile and then Wi-Fi network in your laptop. It is not recording. It is not recording. We should not say that. It should be a same network, same Wi-Fi network. Your mobile should be there. Your laptop should be there. Your tool where your machine, right? That should be there. And then what you can do, you can configure the host name and you can configure your port number. And then if I save it, okay, if I save it, the actual configuration is done. The actual configuration in mobile is done. Okay, before to that, what usually we have to do, say like today I'm going to show you say an example. Today I'm going to show you a mobile browser application recording means. Okay, browser application recording means, first and foremost thing what you have to do, guys, you have to go to the history tab. Okay, and then clear all your histories. Okay, clear all your browser histories, because nothing should be coming from your cached data. Nothing should be coming from your cached data. Make sure that you are utilizing the the fresh data which are coming from the server. Okay, so say like what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you start recording, and you have to select under the record option. Usually till day people used to select web browser Windows application. Today you are going to select today we're going to select this proxy recording. Okay, and then your that same port number, whatever I configured it in my what is that, in my mobile device, right? Mobile device under advanced setting, whatever I configured, right? Same thing you are configuring it here, and then start recording. Okay, if you are giving the start recording, okay, if say I'll stop for now and then show you one more setting also. I'll stop for now. So yeah, before to that I wanted to show you one more thing. So whenever you are doing this initial setting, please check this checkbox, display display recording toolbar on the client machine. Okay, recording toolbar on the client machine. Okay, so what you can do, you check this and then start recording. So basically it will do the recording. Yeah, so the recording bar is started loading in load runner. Here you can see the recording bar is started loading. Similarly, if I am trying to access something from my browser, say as I mentioned, what I'm going to do, I'm going to launch my Chrome browser, right? That is what I mentioned, right? Just whether I can check like my application is able to view here. Just a minute. Yeah, this is my browser. So what I'm doing, I'm saying like testing performance or something like that. I'm typing something and then click enter. So basically when I'm doing this, you can see a processing bar is available, guys, here, which is actually the, I told you, right, display your recording bar in the receiver client machine. So basically it is displaying a recording bar in your mobile also. Everybody able to see, guys? Everybody able to see?
Yes.
So which means that your application recording is actually showing where? In your mobile also. There is a recording bar, and
So,
in your laptop also.
so your mobile is connected to the system wirelessly, right?
Yeah, correct. Correct.
Okay.
So what I can do, this is a sample that we started off with, right? So any application URL you want to load, say an example, any Wikipedia link or something like that. So if you want to say, just now I did not show you how to do the transaction injection, right? So maybe today we'll do a plain recording itself. On Monday we'll go with a little detailed one. So this is a way that the actual scripting is recording. While recording, what we will do, we will inject a start transaction, and then we will inject a end transaction also. So with that you are going to record your entire business transaction. Say in our scenario, you are launching an application like how we will do for regular HTTP HTML protocol, right? We are day in day, I think in this forum are many are performance testers, so you guys would have already familiar with that recording. So the way that we are going to do, no, you are going to record your entire business journey. The entire business journey you are going to record it, guys. Okay. So it is currently recording each and every request that are coming. So each and everything you are going to record. Say in your business application, you are launching your organization application, login, business transaction, log out, like that. You can give a transaction name and then you do your recording, guys. Okay. Yeah, everyone is clear with what we are doing, right? Clear with what we are doing. You can give a rendezvous point also. You can inject a text check also. Whatever you want to do, no, you can do it. Okay. So if I completed with the recording, say an example, if I completed with the recording, I can click this one. So what will happen? Basically, it will create a HTTP script. HTTP script. Basically, it will create a HTTP script, mobile HTTP script in Vusion. So from here, our customization is going to start, guys. Okay. Our customization is nothing but what is our customization? Usually we will do parameterization. We will do any dynamic value correlation. All those things we will do, right? That part we will be doing it. Till now, what we did is the basic business flow recording by connecting your mobile with the load runner through a port of 442, and we did a proxy recording. Any question, guys, till now?
Yeah, I will ask you a question maybe after this class. I want to know how you actually connect when you bring the connection, when you type connect in the search bar. So maybe you tell me that after the end of the class.
Yeah, madam. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sure. Sure, madam. We'll do that. Mohan, it may be of a native mobile app, it may be of a hybrid mobile app, whatever. For now, whatever we did is a web app recording. Web app. Clear, Mohan? Okay, thank you. So, guys, we are almost with the time. So whatever we did today is extensive understanding of the mobile performance testing, why mobile performance testing, different types of mobile performance testing, like that. And we also started our practical understanding. Today I showed you how a script is recorded. You can see the script is available here. Just So this is our script. Basically all our scripts are available here with all the traversal that we did. Okay, everything is available here. So we have a clarity now. Okay, mobile web app means how we captured it in the load runner. So with this we'll close our session today. I hope everyone are clear with what we are doing. Please post your question in the group as well. We have a group, right? Mobile performance testing group. So please post your question, whatever the question that you have in the organization level. You are doing mobile PT means that also you can post it, or if you do not want to post it in a group, you can separately ping me as well. So we'll get it clarified, guys. Okay. Thanks again for everyone to attend this the day one session. Like this, we'll go day by day, understand mobile performance testing in a detailed way, guys. Okay. Thank you. Thanks all for joining today's session. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah, is it okay? You can actually when you type connect in the search bar, did you do any further configuration before the device got connected? What did you do for the wireless?
No, here.
No,
Display recording.
no. Before that, you type connect. There was a dialog box that came up. Saying,
No. That is in order to show you what I am doing in mobile. I did it. That is nowhere related to performance testing. This one you are saying, right? This one, this window, right? This window only you are asking.
Yeah,
me,
when that window came up, I'm saying it's ready to connect wirelessly. So how did you wirelessly connect it to that one? Because
see, that is what, see, this laptop and the mobile, it is already there in the same Wi-Fi network. Okay, in that I did a proxy connection change in my mobile. Okay, and I made this load runner tool as a proxy server. If I click start button here, whatever I'm doing it in the mobile, it will use this as a proxy server and the internet will work. That is how the architecture. I'll explain the architecture on Monday. Don't worry. Okay, that is how the architecture is basically working. That time I am checking this setup. What is that? Display my recording bar on the client machine. So as per the functionality of the load runner, the recording bar will be displayed in the client machine. That is how it is working. Okay.
all right, maybe we can do that.